I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
Never been to prison.
You have
19 felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No. No.
Calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
You implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, well, what
Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host Nava. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button on your way in and let's jump right into this video. So y'all, today is the day after Thanksgiving. So we know that it is right after elections. This is 2024. So a lot of people got uninvited from their families' homes. A lot of people refused to show up, and a lot of people are just having issues because of who they voted for in the election. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I stopped celebrating holidays maybe 7 years ago or so. I don't celebrate anything. So me and my mom just went to the casino. We didn't win anything, but I had some street tacos for Thanksgiving. So let's jump into these videos to see what is going on out here with these people and their families for Thanksgiving. And I will be back with my commentary after this.
You're too fucking stupid. Am I the asshole for walking out of Thanksgiving dinner? The table was perfectly set, but the tension was already thick as Kurt and I sat down for Thanksgiving dinner. My Uncle Jack, 54, was at the head of the table, beer in hand, and his MAGA hat proudly perched on his head. My mother, who begged us to come, kept throwing me nervous glances, as if to say, "Please don't start anything." I tried, I really did. But the second the turkey was carved, Jack leaned back in his chair and smirked. "So, Amy, how are my favorite liberals holding up? Still crying over the election, or have you finally joined the winning team?" I put down my fork, my pulse quickening. "We're fine, Jack, just trying to get through the year like everyone else." He chuckled. "Must be tough with all those radical ideas falling apart. You know, some people say it's time folks like you toughen up. This country's going back to greatness, whether you like it or not." Kurt's jaw tightened, and I could tell he was ready to step in. But I wasn't about to let Jack steamroll me. "Greatness? Are you serious?" I said, my voice sharper than I intended. "You're sitting here gloating while the country is on fire. Do you even know what's happening? What your hero is planning with Project 2025? Doctors terrified to treat patients because they're worried about lawsuits? Women bleeding out because they can't get basic care? Is that what you call greatness?" Jack rolled his eyes, leaning back in his chair. "Oh, come on. You're overreacting. Nobody's out here dying because of who's in office." I slammed my napkin down on the table. "Really, Jack? What about your own daughter? Or did you conveniently forget how she had to drive 3 hours out of state last month because she started bleeding during her pregnancy? And the doctors here wouldn't treat her until they were sure it was ectopic. She could have died, Jack, but hey, at least your precious leader is saving babies, right?" The room went dead. Jack's wife shifted uncomfortably, looking down at her plate, while my mom's mouth opened and closed like she didn't know whether to jump in or stay quiet. Jack's smirk faltered, but he recovered quickly. "That's just one situation. You act like..." "One situation?" my voice cracked. "This isn't hypothetical, Jack. It's real, and it's only going to get worse. And guess what? It's not just me or Kurt who'll be affected. Do you even pay attention to what you're supporting? Union busting, Jack. That's going to hit your precious job at the factory hard. Cutting Medicare and Social Security. What's your retirement plan? Winning the lottery? Because the way things are going, you're not going to have anything left by the time you hit 65. And let's not forget inflation. You think groceries are expensive now? Give it another year. Jack's face reddened. Oh, so now you're a political expert. No, I'm someone who actually reads, I snapped. You're too fucking stupid to think this doesn't touch you because you're sitting in your little white bubble thinking that black and brown people are the problem, rooting for your team to win, completely unaware that they've tricked you to vote against your own self-interest. But trust me, Jack, when it hits you, don't come crying to me because you fucked around and found out. Kurt touched my arm under the table. Amy, let's go. No, wait, my mom interjected, her voice pleading. Can we all just calm down? Amy, I invited you here so we could find some common ground. I turned to her, tears threatening to spill. Mom, there's no common ground between me wanting to feel safe in my own country and people like Jack laughing at the idea of that. Jack muttered, here we go again. I rounded on him, shaking with anger. You know what, Jack? You're right. Here I go again, standing up for what's right while you sit there in your stupid hat laughing at other people's pain. Enjoy your greatness. I stood, grabbed my coat, and Kurt close behind me. My mom called after me, her voice breaking. Amy, don't leave, please. I hesitated at the door. I came because I thought maybe things could change, that maybe family mattered more than politics. But I was wrong. As we walked to the car, the muffled sounds of arguing erupted from inside. My mom was trying to defend me. Jack, no doubt, was dismissing it all as me being too sensitive. In the car, Kurt squeezed my hand. You okay? No, I said honestly, but at least I know where I stand now. I wish I didn't go. Should I have kept my mouth shut and stayed? Am I the asshole? No, you're definitely not the asshole. I'm glad you stood your ground, because people like him need to be checked.
Hey y'all, it's me, All in Good Fun, and Thanksgiving's coming up, so this is number 4 in my FAFO series. You effed around with your vote, now you're going to find out what's coming next. So, with Thanksgiving coming, some of y'all might be a little bit upset that your Thanksgiving table is going to be a little smaller this year than usual because some of your family and friends, they don't want to come because of the way you voted. Well, now, I know what you must be thinking. That's so petty, that's so small, it's just a vote. We're still family, or we've been friends for 20 years. This is the time to give thanks. Well, maybe they're not feeling so thankful because maybe they feel like you voted against them. So if you have any friends or family who are women of childbearing years, maybe they're upset that you voted against their ability to get safe reproductive medical care during their pregnancy. You voted against them. Or maybe you have a friend or family member who's gay, who just wants the ability to love whoever they want to love, marry who they want, but you just voted against their ability to do that. Or maybe you got a family member or a friend who has diabetes or asthma or some other chronic condition, and you just voted against their ability to get affordable health care through the ACA, otherwise known as Obamacare, the thing that MAGA wants to get rid of. So you voted against your family's health care. Or maybe you just voted against your older family members, people my age who collect Social Security and maybe also a pension. And they're scared about losing their Social Security, especially the ones who also have a pension that they paid into, just like they paid into Social Security. But now the government wants to take away some of their Social Security just because they also have a pension. So all those years of planning for their older years, well, all down the toilet. And you voted for that. So I guess, you know, they might have a reason they don't want to come. But here's the bright side. We've got to look at the bright side of everything. You're going to have a smaller table at Thanksgiving. So your groceries, they're not going to cost as much. I'm all in good fun.
Here we are, Thanksgiving week, and I've been seeing videos from different MAGA supporters who now their families have disowned them and they do not have a place to go for Thanksgiving. So let me just say, wherever you end up eating, I want your turkey to be dry. I want your greens to be sweet. I want your yams to be salty. I want your deviled eggs to be runny. I want the dressing to not have any sage in it. I want your black-eyed peas to not have any black eyes. I want the Kool-Aid that you find to be refreshing to have 0 sugar in it. When you take a sip of your Dr. Pepper, may it turn into Dr. Thunder. And if you find yourselves around a spades table, may you be set every hand. I ask all of this in me, a petty bitch. Happy Thanksgiving. You fucked around and found out. I hope your DiGiorno is delicious.
Family, I still haven't found anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. I reached out to some people that commented on my post from the Pennsylvania, South Jersey area, and I got no reply, which kind of really hurts my heart because I reached out to like a couple people and no one replied. And honestly, I feel like I'm not going to have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with. Like 15,000 people commented on the post from all over the country, but I'm in the PA, Jersey area. That's what I'm close to. And no one that I reached out to replied to me. And I guess they just don't want me in their house for Thanksgiving. I don't know. Maybe they don't really feel comfortable and they changed their mind about having a black person in their house. But it makes me really sad. And I just really hope that I find somewhere to go. But I love you all, MAGA family, and I'm going to keep trying.
We're heading into Thanksgiving this year. Letting go of family members and friends who have voted for our convicted criminal. So our convicted criminal is going to come in on day one. He has warned that he is going to, by executive order, put in tariffs against our trading partners, biggest trading partners, which is Canada, Mexico, and China. He is proposing 25% to 30% tariffs on items coming in from Canada and Mexico, and only 10% on China, which is kind of odd because it was always China, China, China. So we're going hard against our biggest trading partners, which is Mexico and Canada, and kind of lighter on China. So Mexico has already, and also Canada, had said, no freaking way are we going to let you just do this. And Mexico had elected a woman who is not only an economist, but has a doctorate, of course, in economy. And she had said that the war that you are going to propose, that you are proposing, Mr. Trump, is going to cause more harm to the supply chain than COVID did. And you know what COVID did? COVID gave us our inflation that you hated so much that it was Biden's fault. Well, we know it was Trump's mishandling of COVID that did it. And what was the biggest question on Google right after the election? The biggest question on Google was, what is a tariff? Fucking idiots. You weren't supposed to ask that question after the election. You were supposed to ask that question before the freaking election. And what was the second most questioned on Google? Can I change my vote? No, you freaking can't. You're stuck with your vote. So this is what we're heading into coming January. And it's going to work out really bad. It's going to be really, really bad. Now, I myself have enough for myself that it won't devastate me, but it's going to be a freaking pain in the ass having to pay for all this shit that you freaking caused. But I'm going to laugh myself fucking silly when the price of gas and the price of eggs go sky high because you fucking voted for the convicted criminal. Sorry. You voted for him, so you're going to pay the consequences. And I'm going to turn around and say, I told you so many times, and I'm going to love every minute of it. So have a nice Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey. Enjoy the veggies and everything else while you can. and you won't be spending an arm and a leg yet.
Yeah, people are taking some space in the Waters household. I'll have you know that I was not invited to my mother's house for Thanksgiving. Apparently, there wasn't enough room. She said it was a scheduling situation, and then at the last second invited me to come over on Black Friday. I told her no thanks, I'll be at Best Buy.
You know how bad it's got to be for your mom to say you're not invited over for Thanksgiving dinner? Bro, that's got to suck. Like, you could hear it. Like, he's like, they couldn't make room. They couldn't make room. Like, his voice cracked. Like, it hurt his soul that his mom was like, you got to come the day after. You got to have Black Friday leftovers, not Thanksgiving dinner. You messed up. What Mama Water said, you messed up.
I wanted to share my own F around and find out story. So I usually go to my brother's for Thanksgiving. He's a executive chef. He's an amazing chef. He does fine dining. His food is amazing. But I've decided to stay home this year and do my own Thanksgiving at my house with my sister and my partner's family, and I have a bunch of kids, so that's what we're going to do. But the reason why I'm not going to my brother's house is because my stepdad was supposed to go there, and I don't want to see him. He's a Trump supporter, and he's out of my life for good. So he called my mom the other day and was like, hey, will you tell Tina that she can go to her brother's for Thanksgiving because I'm not going to be there. I have to work. I want her to be able to go. And my mom called me and told me this stuff like that, but I'm still not going to go. I already planned all this stuff out and stuff like that. And, you know, my family are all Democrats. He's the only Trumper. And I just don't even want to risk it. I don't want to risk even seeing him because I don't think that I could hold myself back and just be kind because of what he represents. And so I'm still not going to go. And so he's going to spend his Thanksgiving working and not being around our family, which I think is the best thing because he doesn't support anything that we're about. And, you know, he's a white guy and he's, you know, country and all that stuff like that. Grew up here in Tennessee. And we're a family of American Indians. We're also Hispanic and we're also Democrat. And my family is majority women. And so who he wants to take this country back from and make America great from is exactly who his family is. So I don't think he should come to holidays anymore because of what he represents and what he stands for. We are all Democrats. We are women mostly. And we are of a minority group. And he is a white guy and supports the things that Trump supports, you know. And so I'm happy that he's not going for my rest of my family's sake, but I'm still not going to go. I already got my turkey and I'm going to cook. I'm a really good cook too. I'm not as good as my brother though, but I'm a really good cook. And so I'm excited about it. My first year doing it on my own. I'm adulting this year. All right. Well, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Get super full, watch some football, and have a great day. Bye.
I just watched a video of a young lady who was sharing her story of how she was uninvited from Thanksgiving from her own auntie. And her auntie is the one who is hosting the family for Thanksgiving. So that means she's essentially been rejected from Thanksgiving with the family, right? And there was some gaslighting around this woman's story that I have to address. So somebody in the comments said, what happened to not sharing your politics or not sharing your vote, something like that. And here's the problem with that type of comment. You're making it as if the core issue is in the fact that this young lady's politics are public, as opposed to the immaturity of her aunt who is willing to reject her own niece on the basis of politics. Now, I'm not one of these people who undermines what politics is, especially what it's become, right? It says a lot about somebody's value system. It says a lot about what they stand for, etc., right? And for many of us who are conservative, moderates, right-leaning, even classic Democrats, we have certain value systems that are no longer represented by the left, right? One of those being family, the traditional family in the way it's been for millennia. So when I saw that comment, I thought to myself, this is interesting that this young lady is the one who is being seen as the problem because she may have shared her politics, a crucial aspect of who she is, as opposed to the auntie who can't overlook that aspect for one day to have this one celebration. She is so triggered and she is so emotionally immature that she actually can't even be in the presence. She doesn't have to talk to her niece or whatever it is, but she can't even be in the presence of her own niece because of her vote. And in the video, she was actually saying her aunt was more upset that she didn't vote for Kamala as opposed to voting for Trump, right? So if she had not voted at all, it would have still been an issue. She said you have to vote for Kamala, otherwise there are repercussions. And of course, we now see those repercussions, which are you will be excluded, you will be rejected from this family. That's what we call conditional love. And I believe conditional love to be no love at all. So if you're one of these individuals out there who has been rejected by your so-called family because of your vote on November 5th, you're not missing out on much. You're not.
With all these fuck around and find out stories, there seems to be like this misunderstanding as to why people are cutting off family members, not wanting to talk to people, not coming for the holidays. Listen to this story and see if you see what I'm saying. My 3 daughters all voted for Harris in Oregon, a state that gave all its electoral college votes to Harris. 2 of them have now stopped speaking to me. And 1 is boycotting Thanksgiving because I voted for Trump. I did not tell them how to vote, nor ever presume to argue or convince them that they are misled by propaganda. I let them vote how they wish. Very kind of him that he let them vote, by the way. He let them vote how they wish. It sucks that I must now suffer their childish and frankly rude behavior merely because they believe my one vote harmed them or their rights in some way. Liberalism really is a mental disorder. Okay, sir, and anyone else that seems to have this thought process. We do not think your one vote is what mattered. It is that your morals seem to align with this man. You voted for somebody who is repugnant, who is morally against everything that we believe in. And as we are now seeing with his cabinet picks, his tariffs, all the things he is doing now, we know that we are right in this. So no, it is not because you let them vote. It is not because that they are misled or that they believe your one vote harmed them. It is because you do not support them, your daughters. You did not stand up for their rights. That is why, that you do not love them enough to be able to recognize the person that you voted for. And lastly, to the kind gentleman that recognized me at the DFW airport today, I am sorry that I am awkward in real life. Sometimes I speak on here out to the void and I forget people watch it. So thank you. That made my day.
For all you people that just cut out family for Thanksgiving, a thought just occurred to me. It may be that, like me, you became the keeper of the recipes. And you might feel obligated that even though you are taking a stand on your moral beliefs, that you might feel like you are obligated to share Gram's secret recipe with your cousin who has never made it. Choose violence. Choose violence. Does it say a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger? No, it doesn't. That's a tablespoon. Does it say to use 1/2 cup of oil? No, it doesn't. 2 cups of lard. Choose violence. It's the American way.
No, because here's why you're actually going to bring up politics at Thanksgiving. Kamala's qualifications are undeniable. And unlike Trump, she doesn't have a long history of divisive rhetoric. She's also never been charged with sexual assault. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to ask, let's just say your uncle, why he voted for Trump. Make him say it out loud, in front of everybody. Make him articulate exactly why, in real, full sentences. I want him to say it with his chest. Ask him why he voted for someone who regularly disrespects women and marginalized communities, while undermining any decent principle this country supposedly has ever stood for. Supposedly. It's one thing if it's just policy disagreement, but if he's okay with overlooking any sort of accountability or character or values or morals, everybody at that table should genuinely be able to look at him and ask why. You should be questioning that. Why is he coming to the family's table and getting a free meal if he's overlooking any sort of respect or value for most likely the women who made the meal? If he can articulate in an educated manner any sort of real policy or any real reason that he voted for Trump, I say he doesn't get an invite next year. If he's not loyal to the women there, why does he get to come? I want him to be embarrassed. Let's make him feel an ounce of the betrayal that we have felt by him voting for someone who's against us, right? And if he has a problem with that, you can tell him that he can cook his own Thanksgiving meal for a family of 12 next year. Because I bet he would absolutely hate doing that. Because wait, that's a woman's job. We belong in the kitchen, right? If he's proud of voting Trump, make him look you in the eye and tell you why. Just some food for thought.
I'm going to get some things off my chest that I'm sure is really going to piss the family members off that see this, but it really needs to be said. So just for clarification, I will not be coming home for any holidays, family gatherings, birthdays, any of that bullshit now or in the future. I was raised growing up like with a very connected family. We always had big family gatherings. We were always taught like to love one another and give the shirt off your back if it's needed and to treat everybody the way you want to be treated. You know, the golden rule. What happened to all of that? How is it that we learned those lessons growing up from the same people that are voting for hate today? That doesn't make any sense. How is it that, like, I will never understand how my half Hispanic uncle could vote for hate and not worry about his rest of his Hispanic family that is not white passing because they're not half white like he is. I will also never understand how that same uncle is a nurse but doesn't understand how abortions are basic health care. I will never understand how another uncle has a gay son who is also a drag queen, but will vote for the side that wishes his son never existed. I will never understand how any of the women in our family talk about how they are so strong and independent and all of this stuff, but then will vote for the side that wants to oppress them and other people. I will also never understand how any of my family could vote for the side against my reproductive health when I've literally suffered an ectopic pregnancy on the day Roe v. Wade was overturned. And because of that, I have a higher chance of it happening again. Does it take me or any other family member becoming a statistic for you to finally give a shit? Because that's what it feels like. We tell you our experiences, but that's not enough for you to change your outlook on things. So no, I will not be coming home for any holidays, family gatherings, anytime soon. Because I will not subject myself to people who will continuously tell me to my face that they love me and they care about me and they respect me, but then do things like this, voting against my rights and against the rights of others behind my back. You don't get to call yourself a Christian. You don't get to call yourself godly. You don't get to call yourself a good fucking person if you're going to vote for hate, racism, homophobia. You don't get to do that. You don't get it both ways. So no, fuck all that noise. Happy fucking holiday.
Y'all, it is a whole mess out here. They just don't get it. The people that voted for Trump, they just don't get it. And I just say, y'all, stop talking to them. Stop trying to explain why people are so mad, why this is not the same as elections in days before. Just protect your peace. Get ready for what you know is about to happen. Like I said, in any way possible, get ready for the tariffs. Get ready for the laws changing as far as female reproductive rights. Get ready for passport laws to change, border laws to change, prices for everything going up, people getting treated unfairly because of their race. They're taking away DEI. diversity, equity, inclusion. They're taking away all of those, everything that our ancestors fought for. They're trying to get rid of it. Y'all get ready for unfair treatment on jobs. You'll be able to be fired for anything. It's gonna just get ready for the clock to be wound back at least 100 years. If y'all know how it was 100 years ago, nothing is not going to be hidden anymore. It's not going to be much hidden anymore. He's already said everything and laid out everything that he wants to do for those who are paying attention. Get ready in any way that you can. I know a lot of us are laughing at these fuck around and find out videos, but it's really no laughing matter what's about to happen when this man gets in office. Just prepare in any way you can. And like I said, they thought that Democrats were going to be coming for their guns. Believe me, he's going to be coming for guns. He is going to be coming for them because, as with any dictator, they don't want people to be able to overthrow them. So they have to disarm the people. So do with that information what you will. People are talking about this all up and down the streets in these YouTube studios. So that's, ladies, come together now. Get away from mammies. Get away from anybody who is not willing to listen to you. It's no laughing matter. You know, a lot of these videos are funny, like I said, but y'all, it's about to get real. We were talking about winter is coming for a lot of these men. Winter is coming for everybody. Even Elon Musk got up there and said it's about to get hard and people are just going to have to learn how to deal with the hardships for a little while. A little while for us, it could be 4, 8, 10 years. And he can say that because he's filthy rich. So they are about to try to do a great reset. And in order for them to do that, they will have to make everybody dirt poor so they can have most of the money in the world, which they already do. So that way they can be over everybody. They will have full, complete control, and you will have to go to them for everything. I wish I had time to make a video on all of this, but I don't. So I'm just kind of saying stuff about it here and there. But yeah, did y'all have any family members that fucked around and found out that got uninvited for dinner? Or did you yourself decide not to go around family members who had voted against your best interests? Let's get down in the comments and talk about it. I'll talk to you ladies later. Bye.